Hello everybody, Ben Rogers here, the Raptors Digest, reacting to the Toronto Raptors 131 to 129 loss. Overtime loss to the Washington Wizards. Have a solo pod in here tonight. I'm assuming Riker fell asleep, and honestly, he missed a pretty good game. This is one of the better Raptors games since we've really given up the season, and tonight really seals the deal. We can officially bring out the kazoos, not that we haven't already, but the tank is officially over now. The Washington Wizards if we were to compete for the play-in tournament, the Washington Wizards would be that team we were competing with, and now us being 27-40, 31-36 for the Washington Wizards, they're on a little hot streak, and then 5 games left. It's pretty well we can write it off. The Raptors are out in terms of the play-in competition, so that's it. That's it, folks. The Raptors have 5 games left in the season, but it is nice to see guys playing well. And now we're really fully in that competition for just increasing our lottery odds. And that's why we rested Lowry. That's why the Raptors have been intermittently bringing guys in and out of the lineup. So it's a good thing. This season was a write-off. It was a mess. We're going to talk about the Tampa fans at the end of this one, but it's I don't know. We can officially chalk this season up, but there's a lot of positives in this game. Now I'm going to start checking out the chat a little bit. People are saying hello, but we have our first super chat right as I switch away from here, so all the animations are going to play at once. But shout out Peasant Plays, the legend, the man that's been here through the thick and thin in the super chat, saying I'm here for the Stanley Johnson slander. And yeah, 0 points. He had 5 assists. His defense was solid, fouled out, but we'll talk about Stanley Johnson as this goes along, because the bench is a serious conversation we're going to talk about going into next season, because it's been a mess. It's been a messy situation off the bench for the guys this year. Bembry was solid off the bench tonight. Gillespie, Hood, Flynn, we'll get into all those guys after, because the guy we really have to start off with is Pascal Siakam. Tied his career high, 44 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, 17-28 from the field, and I know what people are going to say. He had the charge taken on him down the stretch. He had a couple of messy plays down in the clutch, but there was even some positives at the end of the game. He had a very clutch one that brought us back in it in overtime. He made some really nice passes. Even the one he got called for a charge on, the ball went to Fred VanVleet, who ended up hitting a corner 3. So I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged with the level of performance Pascal has been bringing over the past couple weeks or so. It seems he's finally got his athleticism back that he had pre-bubble, and the legs are there, the confidence is there, and the three-point shot, it's still not at the level we were promised going into this season, with Nick Nurse saying that he was astounded by his improvement at the three-point line, still 2 of 6 for tonight, but overall, I thought it was solid. Got JD in the chat saying it's a Mickey Mouse season. I definitely agree with that. But we'll talk about a lot of stuff happening. And we have another super chat going back to me. I got to know the buttons to press. But Peasant Play saying these Tampa bums aren't real fans for booing. And I completely agree with such a statement. And I may as well throw it out now, because people are bringing it up in the chat. You sometimes save it for when there's more people in the viewership. I don't know how many people are really going to be tuned in for this one, but the Jamari Carroll Gold Star Award is going to those fans, and I'll talk about more again after, but they're straight up booing us at the free throw line in a close game in overtime in the fourth quarter. This is the Raptors' home court, right? We're not talking somewhere. This is the Raptors' home stadium. They kept going back to one patch of fans, probably the only fans in the stadium wearing a Raptors jersey. A complete mess. You hate to see it, but that is what it is. Siakam played through it, and honestly, the core guys for this Toronto Raptors team really played well. And that's one thing I was really excited, because we're playing for next season. Outside of Malachi Flynn, the guys that we're sort of guaranteed to have back unless big moves are made, they played really well. Siakam, I brought up 44 points. And to continue on that tangent, Mans has been balling out. So shout out Pascal Siakam. Great game for him. But Fred VanVleet didn't have the most efficient night. 7 of 25 from the field. But overall, hit essentially a game-tying shot. It was a game-timing shot that put it into overtime. clutch bucket there from Fred. 22 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. And I really like the way he was performing. Did a solid job on defense against Beal, against these guys. But Fred VanVleet, I'm encouraged. I won't get too ahead of myself because, again, the efficiency wasn't there, and that's a big question with Fred. Can he be consistent? Can he really get the game going? But the fact that he was able to knock down a few threes, set up for other people, get the ball rolling without Kyle Lowry, that was a good look. But the Raptors' number 2 option in this one, and some people could argue that he is our number 2 option next season, maybe number 1 option. This was a big debate, specifically when he was breaking records left, right, and center a couple weeks ago before he had those injuries. But Gary Trent Jr. came back in this game and did not miss a beat. 25 points for Gary Trent Jr., 5 of 10 from the three-point line, 6 of 8 of 16 from the field. And again, this guy was getting buckets, specifically in the fourth quarter. Those timely shots that really, obviously the Raptors didn't win this one. It went to overtime. The Wizards seem to have control, but you know, the Raps are tanking. They're playing the kazoos, but those turnaround shots, those turnaround moments, or TSN turning points, so to speak, where the Raptors need a bucket, Trent seems to always be there for those. And those are the shots that Lowry really has brought to this team on a night-in, night-out basis over the last few years. Now, the big question is, will Kyle Lowry be back? Contract-wise, will a sign-and-trade happen? Does he even want to be on a team that didn't even make the play-in tournament last year? Those are all the questions we're going to be beating to death over the next couple of months, because I'm sure there's not going to be a lot of Raptors news until the offseason. So that's what we're going to look at. But I'm excited that Gary Trent Jr. has shown that confidence and shown that ability to hit those timely shots, because it's something Siakam has struggled with, and Fred VanVleet, he's up and down. When he's having a good game, he hits those timely shots like he did tonight, and tonight was a game-tying shot. But Gary Trent Jr., I'm very encouraged with this guy. I'm on the Gary Trent Jr. bandwagon. People are saying like Spike. We have a new. I'm afraid I won't bring it up because we have a. If I go to the main, honestly, who cares? Who cares if all the animations play at once? But we have a new segment. I think it's this button. We got the tank shirt coming up. But get a little like Spike happening. This guy's filling up that black void there in the like section, whatever, in Riker's regular section. But we got all this stuff going crazy. We have a super chat happening right now. Would you rather build around Pascal or Gary Trent Jr.? And that's a tough question because Siakam right now, Siakam's proven in the sense that he's not necessarily a number 1 option. There's still a lot of room to grow, but you know that night in, night out, he can drop 21 points per game. And if you're talking build around, is he your number 1 option? We've seen Siakam be a number 1 option at the start of last year. He's sort of a 1B at best, in my opinion, if you want to have a championship squad. He's a guy that has shown a lot of potential and still obviously picked up basketball late, still improving, has a full offseason this year. It's a tough question because Gary Trent is 22 years old and you don't know what to expect. This is the first real season, I guess the bubble can be taken into account, where we've seen Trent really take his game to the next level. And especially with the Raptors, it seems he's really been unlocked. If you take age into account, maybe I'd be more bullish on Trent, but proven-wise, Siakam's won a championship, been a second scoring option on a championship team, and for a large stretch of a year without Kawhi Leonard, was a guy that seemingly could be relied upon as a number 1 option. So it's tough. I say if you don't expect improvement, you'd rock with Siakam right now and then hope there's a really strong core of shooters around. But in the future, maybe Trent. And OG is honestly the guy I'm probably the most bullish on. So that's all. These takes, they're too early. We're young, all those sorts of things. But I really like the question. That's a good stuff, a good thing to debate. I'm excited to peep this chat and stuff, see what you guys are saying. But yeah, Trent Jr., he played well. Those 3 guys, Fred, Trent, and Siakam, all had really solid nights tonight. And Khem Birch continues to be on an absolute tear with this Toronto Raptors team. 17 points, 9 rebounds, I believe his career high. A couple weeks ago or something was 17 itself, or 14. It was a ridiculously low number for a guy that's been in the league for 4 years. And Trent has come out and, Trent has come out and balled out, but Khem Birch is really showing that he deserves a legitimate contract from the Toronto Raptors next season. Now, maybe he's playing too well, and we'll see what occurs, and maybe we have to pay him upwards of $10 million, maybe. I know a lot of people were bringing up the last podcast, or the last time we brought it up, expecting maybe the mid-level exception for Khem Birch, considering the fact he hasn't really found his footing in 4 years in the league, but he has certainly found his footing right now with the Toronto Raptors, and the way he blocks shots, he had the highest plus-minus for the game tonight. He catches those passes. I think him and Flynn, especially coming off the bench, would be an ideal unit, rocking out and playing well. And speaking of defense, Peasant Plays is making a very good point here with the super chat saying OG and Boucher make a difference. And, Boucher off the bench would be very valuable. I thought it said defense when I quickly glared at it, but definitely a solid point there. And having Birch, Boucher, and Flynn off your bench and seeing who will incorporate, the bench needs to improve for next season. I'm really excited to see what occurs with that. So definitely a good point there. OG is obviously the guy I'm the highest on in potential superstar, potentially breaking out. So that's if you had to take into account Siakam, OG, and Trent long term, I'm probably riding an OG. I got his jersey back there, him and Siakam's there in the corner, but it's solid. I'm encouraged by this game. And I also want to give a little shout out to Freddie Gillespie. Not the craziest of box scores. 3 points, 7 rebounds, 1 of 4 from the field. But he had a really nice dunk. I thought he was doing solid things out there. I thought Gillespie, this is one of his better games. Rodney Hood, 2 points. I'm going to throw this out to you guys. Do you guys think that Rodney Hood, we're going to pick up his $10 million option? Because Rodney Hood was a legitimate scorer couple years back, and he's coming off of injuries, and maybe you'd want to keep a guy like that around if he has the potential to really give you a scoring punch off the bench if he can come back to form. But $10 million for this level of Rodney Hood, I don't know. But we have another super chat from Pain Causing Samurai. Raptors getting 4 offensive rebounds in a row. Only slightly tarnished by them missing 4 shots in 5 seconds. Still probably the best game of the season. Pain-causing Samurai, I don't know if I'd call this the best game of the season. There were some good games while the Raptors were fighting their way back, and before they were ravaged by health and safety protocols, and these things were occurring, but that play, you don't want to be spoiling any segments, Pain-causing Samurai, but I definitely agree with you there. That was a brutal possession, a brutal play, and I'm looking at the chat now. Yeah, people aren't high on Rodney Hood. I think, I don't know. I'm not sold on just giving him up. Maybe $10 million is a lot. We'll see what occurs in free agency, but Rodney Hood, the potential's there. Achilles injury usually takes you a couple years to come back from, so maybe you'd be selling low on a guy, or who knows. Rodney Hood, I've liked him in Cleveland, I liked him in Utah, and yeah, Peasant Plays is saying give Hood a league minimum. If we could get him back on the cheap, I think that would be a smart move for the Toronto Raptors, and the Raptors need a bench. They need a bench next season, and DeAndre Bembry, he's been fighting, or he's been throwing his name into the hat for getting another contract with the Raptors next season, because the last few games, he's really balled out. Tonight, hit a couple threes in a row, 10 points, 5 rebounds, solid defense again, but 6 fouls. I thought, it's nice to see Bembry hitting some shots. I think if the 3-point shot gets more consistent, if he can knock them down at a higher clip, then he will get stuff going. But Ben is so focused on talking, so many super chats. Okay, if I missed any super chats, I hope I haven't. But if I have, let me know in the comment section below. But we appreciate them all. We appreciate all the comments. I get a little bit more disjointed as we swing it into the final alarm. But trying to get through all these players. Jalen Harris also had 2 points tonight. We missed the last game. The late games have been brutal for the East Coast boys. And I missed the Lakers, or we made the Lakers game. Did a full live on reaction there. Missed the last one. But Jalen Harris had a solid one in that Clippers game. Didn't get to catch most of it. But I don't know. That man's a bucket. We'll see if he ends up getting kept around. But yeah, the Raptors, it's an interesting season. It's a mess of a year. We're officially in the tank. I'll play it again right now. Get that right button. The super chat animation's coming up. We're officially playing those kazoos. So it is what it is. It is what it is. We are chilling. And before we swing into the segments, I want to plug this a couple times. If you guys are Leafs fans, they're having a lot better season than the Toronto Raptors this year, and we've just launched the Leafs Digest. So they just posted a video right before I went on live. So check those guys out if you're interested in hockey. If you're not interested in hockey, maybe give them a subscribe. It would really help us out, us personally. You know, we're all a team here at the Digest community. Help us out, just even subscribe there, get their channel a little bit growing before the playoffs happen. So definitely check out the Leafs Digest. Really entertaining listen. I know nothing about hockey. I was mean with the cross crease grease in NHL. I don't even know, 06, 07 as a kiddo, and then that's the peak of my hockey abilities. But listen to those guys. It's nice to get back into it. Here the Leafs got Joe Thornton, so I remember that guy from the Sharks. That's my knowledge. Shout out the squad. But we gotta swing it into the segments. And tonight, the spicy pea lay of the day. And there's no doubt what it has to go to. And it's going to Frederick Van Vliet. Fred Van Vliet. And he had game tying shot at the end of the buzzer. You gotta give it to a guy when they knock down a shot such as that. Fred Van Vliet. It's been a while since I feel like he's hit a clutch shot. Obviously, Trent has hit a few of them. It feels, maybe I'm wrong, I haven't looked at the clutch moment stats, but it seems as if he's been on a little cold streak at the end of games, especially in the playoffs when he got blocked by, what's that guy's name? Not Robert Williams, Grant Williams of the Boston Celtics. So nice to see Fred hit a shot at the end of this one. He's pretty amped up. I think he dapped up or gave Beal a little slap, just to let him know he hit that shot in his face. So shout out Fred Van Vliet. People were talking about Steady Freddy being the closer before Trent came in, and having a couple guys that can do that is certainly the key. Obviously, we can't question Fred Van Vliet's confidence down the stretch after what he did in the NBA Finals, but Siakam also hit a couple clutch shots in the Finals, and that seems to have really been in the distant past at this point. But Siakam hit a couple shots down the stretch in this one, so shout out Fred. Shout out everyone that played well tonight. But fortunately, not all plays can be the spicy pea lay of the day. And some just make you say, oh, geez. And tonight, the oh, geez play of the day, there's a lot of them it could go to. And Pain-Causing Samurai brought one up. In overtime, I believe it was, the Raptors had 4 open looks from 3 from the 2 guys we just brought up as being the Raptors closers. They brought it up, 3 gone up, miss. Offensive board, kicked it out to Trent. 3 up, miss. I believe Siakam had one. Front rim, it was hitting the same spot of the rim every single time, and we missed 4 straight with 5 offensive rebounds, and at that point, you just knew. You knew it wasn't in the cards. Hopefully, the tank gods are aligning. The kazoo players, they're all coming together, and the lottery balls fall our way at the end of this season because it just really hasn't worked out for this Toronto Raptors team last year. So, that's one of the plays. The second, people are slandering Pascal Siakam in the chat, and it's you can't blame a guy for 44 points, but Pascal Siakam did get a charge taken on him on a pass, and the way he's just had such bad luck, and I know people are using that as a cop-out, bad luck for Siakam down the stretch, but the poor moments, all of the moments that he's had at the end of games, that has just crushed his confidence, it seems like, at the end there, and it's, he had that charge taken. I'm rambling here on this one, but that definitely made me say, oh geez. But finally, the infamous, I alluded to this one earlier, there's a few ones in this one, the DeMare Carroll Gold Star Award, and the fans in Tampa, that is just brutal. That is, the fans just booing guys in Tampa. That's a horrible look. And there's another one I want to give it to, but Paul Blunt with a new what's it called? Icon, photo, profile picture, came out with the super chat. Mission accomplished, missed the playoffs. I don't know if it's official just yet, but That's yeah, it's basically accomplished. Paul Blunt's put it out there. So shout out the Raptors for it's not even a tank. This is probably the worst position I want us to be in. If we were tanking, if we're gonna miss the playoffs, I wanted us tanking back early March, and unfortunately the Raptors let the Cavs, let the Thunder, let all these teams get ahead of them. But I guess we maintained enough of a winning culture, especially for the new guys, Trent, whoever we bring back on the bench. It is what it is, but it's over. It's done. Sealed deal. The Raptors should try and lose all of their next games right now. Lose everyone. It is what it is. But there's a second one I want to give it to, and Aaron Baines. I looked at the injury report tonight, and they brought up Aaron Baines out with a foot injury. Despite the fact he hasn't played in the last 2 weeks, I don't know. Maybe they're just throwing him a bone. Maybe they're saying, okay, you're not getting benched because of a DNP. It's a foot injury or something like that. But I thought it was kind of funny that he got hurt not playing any of these games. But I wish the best for Baines. He seems like a cool guy. The Aaron Baines fan club has turned heel on the Toronto Raptors fan base. But what can you do? You got to keep up with the times. The WWE is brought up there. But yeah, the Raptors, it's a mess. And we got some good news from Peasant Plays. Bringing in a super chat here. LeBron is 0-5 against the Raptors since leaving Cleveland. LeBronto, sin. No chance getting any W's in it's not South Beach, in West South Beach. Don't know what a nickname for LA is. City of Angels has not gotten a dub against the Toronto Raptors, and well-deserved Raptors getting a few W's against LeBron James. And I don't know. I'm disappointed. I made a very nice recruitment video for LeBron James back in that free agency, and I thought it was well done. He should have at least given us some consideration. If we got LeBron and then trade it for Kawhi, we would have won all of the championships. So it's stuff happening. People are blaming Nick Nurse in the chat for the Raptors loss. What are people blaming Nick Nurse? Silliness. But guys, you know what time it is. It's the end of this podcast, and by end it could go on for another 20 minutes. The chat is popping. It's a solo here, so we'll see what's occurring. But I'm gonna sound off on that final alarm. Woo 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 woo. Woo 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 woo. Beep 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 beep. Beep 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 beep. That's right, the final alarm has gone off, and I want to hear your guys' takes on the end of the season, on everything that's happening, and yeah, I just want to know how you guys are feeling about this year. You guys are doing with the Wild season. Ryan Lavinia, I hope I pronounced that right. I don't know if I don't have the messed up names segment there, but Flynn had another tough night. He got to wake up. He's a rookie, so I cut him a little bit of slack, but again, if he's going to be our backup point guard next season, definitely agree with you, but he has a nice stretch to rock out next year, or nice long off season, a lot longer off season than most Raptors fans have, Raptors players have, to develop, and maybe that will give it to Siakam and all these guys a chance. Evan Pine is saying 2022 Siakam MVP. Who knows? With an extended off season, that could be the key. And Jaden Suppa, I like that. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. The Suppa sounds pretty cool. But nice stream, Ben. Thoughts on Joe? And maybe I'm not sure what specific Joe. Maybe Joe Thornton. Yeah, that guy was a dirty dangler on the ice. As I said, we got 183 people in here. I'm pretty happy with that right now. But if you guys are into hockey, even if you're not, definitely check out the Leafs Digest. Lots of entertaining content. We've stayed amped at the Raptors Digest despite the depressing season, but the Leafs, they got a lot of stuff to be excited about. I believe they just won, so that'll be a really fun game reaction to check out. And again, if you're not interested in hockey, if it doesn't hurt you guys to just leave them a subscribe, maybe comment on a few videos, it would really help them getting off the ground, especially as the playoffs lead into the year. But we appreciate everyone in our chat, in their chats, all those cool stuff. But, Lakers getting blown up by the Clippers? Oof, that's tough. Who are you guys interested in? Who would you guys rather see win, the Lakers or the Clippers? That's a chat I want to see. But we have a super chat going on right now, and Riffer, with that Leafs profile picture, it looks like. I'm trying to look at it closely, but who should the Raptors trade for this offseason? And in my opinion, that all depends on what happens in the draft. Who are we getting? Are we going to get lucky and come into a top 5 pick and draft Evan Mobley? Are we going to have a situation where we can, maybe draft a bench guy and we find a center? Because I think if we don't secure a center in the draft or free agency, we have to trade for a starting center. Maybe Khem Birch can be that, but I think if Khem Birch is off the bench and we have Gillespie for insurance, that'd be a great thing to see. A lot of people are saying Clippers over Lakers. I'll get to that before we go through these other fans, but Richard Garcia saying the Jays won too. Shout out Toronto sports. They're balling out right now. Baseballing out. People are interested. Hopefully get the Blue Jays digest cooking up soon. So if anyone's interested in maybe applying to do something like that, definitely shoot me a DM on Instagram or rock that stuff out. Got 183 people in here. Tell your friends if you think someone would be good at that. But we have a Habs fan, Pavlo Dayak. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. But I think the Leafs break their first-round curse against the Habs. You think that as a Habs fan? Jeez, I got a Montreal, Canada hat here. So I don't know what people are talking about. I don't know anything about hockey. My allegiance has left as a child. I was a Habs fan just because they were closer to Newfoundland. I do live in Montreal, or I did just graduate at uni and from McGill. Bust that hat out here. Bust it out forwards. That messes up my eyes a little bit. But yeah, so I got no horses in this race. But I guess for the Leafs Digest, I'll support. But Ronaldo 2K saying, been watching your vids since 1K subscribers. Appreciate the support. That's a long time to be watching us talk about the Raptors, so we really appreciate that here, and we're also on the road to 20k subscribers. So if you guys want to see Riker and I play one-on-one, we got a little scrim tomorrow. I'll have to check out this, get some crosses going and stuff there. But yeah, definitely subscribe to the channel, would appreciate it. But I missed a lot of chats. I had it frozen up there for a while, but a lot of people are saying Clippers over the Lakers. Nah, I'm a LeBron guy. Get that. LeBron better sweep Kawhi. I'm off the Kawhi bandwagon, even though I got his jersey there. I like the guy, I like the player, but I want to see that man lose every single game for the rest of his year. Andrew Grace, bring up Miles Turner. I think, especially where the Pacers, they seem to be in complete flux. Maybe we could get him on the cheap. But is that a popcorn machine? You know that's a popcorn machine in the background. Peasant Place is saying we should get Marvin Bagley. I would love to see that, especially if we can get him on a reasonable contract. Taking a risk on a center such as that and having Birch off the bench, I think that could really round out our starting center rotation. Draft and construct that bench, and I think the Raptors are back in contention next season. Bogdan Bogdanovic, he'd be an interesting player as well. You really want guys that see or that can do it on both ends of the floor. So that's my take on those things there. But yeah, Pablo is worried about the Leafs. Check out Leafs Digest. I'm going to keep plugging that. LCV Killer 14. Do you cry a little bit because the Raptors are eliminated? And no, I've come to terms with the Raptors being poor. Once I constructed this segment, this tanking, I don't even know what this is. But once I made this, I said it's over. It is what it is. But Paul Blunt saying congrats. I think that's probably for the graduation or just the Raptors losing. But appreciate it if it is for the graduation. It's kind of crazy. Got to figure out what to do with life now. If anyone's looking to hire a software engineer that's nice with Django, hit your boy up. But got to get those applications out now. But people are talking about Bagley. Taco Fall from Andrew Matthew. Honestly, probably better insurance pylon, or the animation's not popping up here. Probably better insurance pylon than Aaron Baines. But shout out Aaron Baines. I don't mind him. But Fluff just signed out. Fluff 9. Can't forget the 9 there. Just subbed to the Leafs Digest. I'm telling you guys, check out Leafs Digest. Phil and Josh. You guys know Josh. I did a live with him on this channel a couple days ago. But Phil, if you listen to the podcast Riker and I did, from day one. And honestly, I encourage you to do it or maybe I don't because it's a mess. Maybe you'll look at us different, but they were bad. But Phil and Josh, they've been killing it with their first few podcasts. A couple technical difficulties, but other than that, they have been on fire. True naturals, so shout out those guys. Hopefully they keep it up. And yeah, I'm plugging them a lot. But Sergi Baca, bring him back. Definitely agree there. We have another super chat from Peasant Plays breaking out the facts on this one. And Kelly Olynyk having a better season than AD. Honestly, if you take injuries into account, outside of points, I believe he's killing it in every single stat. Obviously, the impact on the game could have question, but would you guys be interested in getting Kelly Olynyk? Would you guys be interested in bringing him in here? Because another Canadian center, certainly a better scoring option, in my opinion, than Kem Birch in the front court, but defensively, could you really play him in the playoffs? I guess he got some run in the NBA Finals, but yeah, we got a long one. I'll give it a read. We'll see. Half the fans, they're roasting the fans here, but the chat's moving too fast. I apologize, Bulldog. My contacts are in. I can't get too close to that, but can make all the comments they want, but they have no clue about the I play the game. I know. I respect it. It's fun to debate. The thing is with the chats, any YouTube page, Twitter page, Reddit page, debate all you want about sports. Don't get too heated. Don't get too stressed about it because it's just sports. But it's a lot of fun to sort of get into it, especially if you're watching all those games. But Siakam's last 9 games from Pablo, he's saying 27, 26, 25, 10, 11, 15, 39, 24, and 44 points. That's pretty good. That's some pretty good stats. The 10 and 11 you'd like to not see, but he did look just not engaged in those games. But people are bringing up Kelly Olynyk, and yeah, I tend to agree. The lack of interior defense would make me less inclined to have him as our starting center. Maybe we could have a situation like we did in 2016 where JV is your offensive center, and then Birch is your defensive center, and then Gillespie is your insurance. Maybe that could work. Maybe that could be something you'd like to see, but yeah, Kelly at small forward or power forward, I don't know about that. He's not super mobile, but I don't mind the creativity, and honestly, the Raptors have run some wild lineups out there, but yeah, we're going to have a lot of speculation this offseason. A lot of interesting stuff to cook up there, but Ben, tell Ben to check his IG DMs. I've turned off my noties. So for people that have hit up I'm usually the one responding to the Raptors Digest DM. Sometimes it's actually Josh running them over at Leafs Digest. Shout it out. I'm going to keep shouting it out. But it's either me or him responding. But I've tried to go on a little social media cleanse-ish. I still got the apps and stuff, but I turned off all the noties from them. So I apologize for the slow responses on all of those. But we'll get those back. I've been slacking big time on the TikTok, but there isn't a lot of things happening there. But yeah, the Lowry and Olynyk though, man, do you guys think we're gonna lose Lowry? I came to terms with that at the trade deadline. Then he comes back and he's having all these great games. I know he's 36, and I don't want to go on a big tangent here, but I don't know. At $20 million, that's a lot of money for a 36-year-old. The level he brings, and you have Trenton, you have Fred VanVleet in here now. It's tough. It's tough. It's a tough situation. But someone brought it up. I forget who it was. The chat's gone too far out now. But saying sign and trade Lowry we just made a video on it for Precious Achiuwa or Matisse Thybulle. If we could get back Thybulle, that would be a lovely return for Kyle Lowry. Again, it's all up to Kyle Lowry at this point, where he wants to go, where he wants to be, and then we can maybe snipe something there. If he does want to be in Philadelphia, then sign and trade would likely have to happen unless the Sixers find a crazy way to cut their losses or whatever, or cut their losses. Cut their contract situation down, cut money, because Lowry's gonna have to get paid. But yeah, and Anish, I apologize. 1 a.m. here. Aneja, I hope I that's an unfortunate thing there. But I feel like he doesn't want to leave, but it might be the best decision for his career, and I definitely agree. Because he'd likely have to come off the bench next season, and he's going to get more money elsewhere, and he doesn't deserve to be on the bench. The level he's playing this season, the Raptors don't want to put Fred there. He just got that big contract, but it's tough. And Bulldog saying, I'll beat you when I want anytime, both you and Riker. Hope you mean on the court, because I'm not trying to fight anyone, but in your dreams, Bulldog. Nice with that 3-point stroke. I'll plug it again. My mixtape's on YouTube. You can check me out. Those no look passes and stuff. No, it's all jokes. But maybe if I ever get to Toronto, we could host a little tournament or something like that. Once I get off this island in the middle of the ocean. But we got a lot of stuff happening here. Trade Lowry for Fiable Maxey. That ship may have sailed. We'll see what occurs with that. But yeah, we have Leafs Digest in the chat. You guys see it there. Go to their channel and subscribe. I'm plugging it a lot on this vid, but the Leafs just won. There's an exciting chat happening on over there, so I appreciate that. But Max is saying the referral at DoorDash. Ooh, okay, I like that. I'll definitely hit you up. Slide in my DMs. I'm getting on that. I'm touching up my CV now at this point. So that's how these lives work. You gotta work that network. But Peasant Plays, Leafs Digest in the chat. Love to see it. Trade Baines for Alex Len. Scrambles, you wild. And I'm so disjointed on this chat here. But 2v2. Leafs Digest versus Raps Digest. Who would you guys have in a game such as that? It's I feel like we got a guard and a big in Phil and Josh, and a guard and a sort of big in Riker. I don't know. Riker and I are pretty nasty, pretty slicey. I haven't seen the boys play over there at the Leafs Digest just yet, but I don't know. Check out the mixtape on YouTube. I'm gonna keep plugging it on here. Ben Rogers Senior Mixtape or whatever. You can search it up. See the moves I got. I'm excited to see what occurs there. And Peasant Plays is giving it an even bigger shout out with the super chats. And it seems as if my keyboard has decided to die. So I'm going to manually click them. The Leafs Digest versus Raps Digest 2v2. Leafs always win. Peasant Plays is turning on the Raptors Digest. No, we'll have to make it happen because I think that would be a bit of fun. If you guys want to see the Raps Digest get their one-on-one, honestly, it might be quicker to get up to Toronto and get off Newfoundland right now because maybe the end of August. The way the seasons has been going, maybe it will be that long till we get to 20K. But we appreciate everyone that's already subscribed. But definitely subscribe at that point, and then we'll get that one-on-one. We'll get that stuff cooking. We gotta get those hype videos going because that's the big thing there. But Riker's got that mean midi. He's got the fundamentals, the form, right? He's a big guy too. I got it's the gym a little bit more than me. I'm more of a runner. I got that cardio game cooking, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see how a game such as that would occur. But I can't believe Peasant Plays is turned. I'm disappointed. I'm sad. I'm sad, Marcel. But no, we have the chat going wild, but Muhammad Khan, the Raps Digest would destroy the Leafs Digest. You guys know I played that provincial ball out there and seemed like that. But can we still get a top 10 pick? Muhammad Khan, I think the last 5 games will be very telling if we get below the Bulls. But if we get below the Bulls, I assume they're shooting for the bottom because they lose their pick if they don't get into the top 4. But if we get down below there, then I think it's a 25% chance at a top 4 pick. That's very encouraging. And then, depending on where we fall, we'd likely hover around 7th, 8th, or 9th. So we'll likely get a top 4 pick regardless. But that's what's happening. And another super chat from oh my goodness, Zion. I apologize. I gotta put the Charles Barkley on here. Messing up names, but I appreciate the super chat saying sorry, Raps win by a cent. I'm not sure if you're talking Raps Digest versus Leafs Digest, but I'm trusting the 3-point stroke. Riker and I got that chemistry. We've been balling out since grade 7, grade 8 on those provincial rosters. Team Newfoundland, rocking it till the end. But Felipe Angers is saying you look tired, and I am exhausted. I don't know. Exam season ended last week, and then I usually get through my week stretch of just recovery, and it's been a lot of sleeping in, a lot of getting the sleep schedule back right. But Riker hitting the gloves. I don't think so. I don't think he is. I think he just fell asleep. But, it's late here. He's used to the Ontario time. I've essentially been here, been in Newfoundland for the past year and a half, but it was a struggle coming back. I don't know, it is what it is. Zane Khan, you look mad young in that 2017 mixtape. I definitely look mad young there. I don't know. I think the hair just freaks everyone out. You guys have only seen me with long hair. It's only been doing. It's kind of crazy to think we've been on YouTube for the past 4 years and only had 6 months now, maybe less of the live video. So that's the case there. But definitely check out that mixtape. I'm Riker's Low Advantage, and that's Brian Briones. I'm brutal with these names, boys. But I like the jokes. It's all memes. We are below the Bulls now. Sue, hopefully we keep it that way. That would be greatly, I'd be encouraged. If we keep having games like this, double or single overtime thrillers, where they lose on a clutch shot and Bradley Beal's having a big night. I'm in the finals of my fantasy league. I got Bradley Beal on the roster. Love seeing him play well. But I take no days off, no load management. And we have another super chat from Riffer. I'm manually clicking them. I'm not missing any of these super chats with the animations. But Lowry and Austin Matthews, or Tavares and Fred, 2v2. What sport are we playing, Riffer? What sport are we playing? Are we doing the dirty old ball hockey, a little cross crease grease, dirty dangles, top shelf, I can't even do a Canadian accent, the hockey stuff. Or are we playing basketball? Because I feel like Lowry and Austin Matthews, they're just going to get you the win. They're just going to do it, but who knows? Who knows what will actually occur? But, I don't know. If they're playing hockey, I feel like Fred is sneaky at hockey. You give the body checks. Lowry does have that size underneath. But people are saying, I've watched the Leafs Digest video. The only knowledge I have, and it's subtle knowledge from the Leafs Digest videos, but apparently Austin Matthews is one of the best goal scorers in the league, the show. I don't know if that's hockey or if that's baseball, but if you got a goal scorer, if you got a bucket getter, that's what you need for 1v1, 2-on-2. So I'd probably go with Lowry and Austin Matthews, either sport. Basketball. Okay, I'm going with Lowry and the boys, just for the culture. But then rest of their... Hippie Tech is saying this proves how rigged pro sports are. Dismantled the team and then rested their best players during the run to make the playoffs. And yeah, the Raptors are trying to not be... They're trying not to be good. We're tanking. The league, we have our own fans booing us. We probably get knocked out of the play-in tournament anyways. You may as well just go for the bottom. Just rest it all. Get a full off season this year. Go back to the fans and come back with a longer squad next season. But yeah, gotta see the Ben comp. Is he like Flynn? I play like Lowry. I'm like a mix of Nash and Lowry. Obviously not at the level, but I guess with the long hair especially, I look like Nash out there. But I don't know. Depends on the team I'm playing on too. I can just be a scorer guy, but I like being a pass first player first. That's my style. In high school, I did average like a 33 piece a game. So the tray balls were out there. Yo, Tampa Lakers. Do you think we will have get a top 5 pick? I think it's 20% odds. A 20% odds. So who knows? Who knows what will occur? The Warwick Report, Ben Let's collab. Hit us up in the DMs. We are the IG DMs or whatever. Any collabs? People have been bringing up collabs a lot. Just hit us up. We're always open to things. But where's the tank animation? I don't have the keyboard's gone. It's dead. Here it is. There's the tank animation for Jackie Boy Another guy usually in the super chat. But bring back Yombo for the culture. Definitely agree. Bane's the tank commander. Rock it out. 33 piece. That's how we rock it out. It wasn't the highest of leagues. I played in the second tier there, but when I play with higher players, I'm more of a pass first guy. Drive in, no looks, shoot the occasional 3. But yeah, that league I took my shots. Let it fly a good little bit. But that's a future pro wrestler, Aaron Baines. He'd be a nice, what's it called? WWE. Can't even wrap my head around words at this point, but he'd be a nice WWE wrestler. What would Aaron Baines' wrestling name be? What would it be? I don't know, the Lumberjack. I used to be a big WWE guy, but Ben equals Lowry, don't poke the bear. I'm streaky. I'm streaky like Lowry. I'll go get me going a little bit. I'll cook it up. But need that collab. Definitely, yeah, just hit us up. Sorensen saying the odds are 32%. Taking Raptors Digest stock to the moon. That's odds. It's going up. Found out I had a bunch of Ethereum today. Definitely crazy stuff. I'm just rambling here, but it's always fun to find your old crypto wallets and find out you got a bunch of Ethereum. It's exciting stuff. But people are saying they saw the mixtape. I've been plugging a lot. I always end up plugging that when I'm super tired. But Ben, when you're in Toronto, play that one-on-one. Honestly, I'm down. Once I get up to Toronto at some point, maybe still hearing back from a few law schools. Might take them, might not. We'll see what occurs in the 6. Might have to move up there. But Kazoo's up, 12th seed. Let's go. Let's get even lower, Bueno Kitty. Let's see if we can get to the 13th seed. Or I guess we gotta look at the full league standings. Baines versus Shaq on WWE. Shaq is a winner, but Baines is too small. That's fair. Shaq took a giant table hit a couple days ago. That man's his 50, isn't he? Maybe that's way too old. Maybe he's mid-40s. He did retire. He did retire about a decade ago. Maybe he is 50. That's an impressive table shot he took there. But Joshua Zippin saying that I like Cade, Mobley, Green, Suggs as my top 4 in the draft. And we've been giving them a little peep. Been looking at them a little bit. I think it would be cool if we did sign a couple of those, or got one of those guys. Honestly, at this point, I hope we finally get there. I hope after a year of suffering. No, it's over-exaggerated because it's just sports. I brought that up earlier, but after a year of just horrific basketball, watching these games, it wasn't any help to anyone just trying to relax and get out of this really wild time. We're all locked away. I guess I'm a little bit less locked away, but Newfoundland, it's a bit more opened up. But the Raptors, they're not in Tampa, in Toronto. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm so disjointed at this point. Give us a top 4 pick. This is what this season has done to me. Give us a top 4 pick. It would be greatly appreciated. Come on, Adam Silver. You know we deserve it. But Tank Baines, honestly, we got to start starting Baines because this is what's happening. John saying the passes are dirty. Those no-look passes. That's my flair. That's the style. The Pelicans had a 33% chance of getting the number 1 pick, and they got Zion Williamson. So you heard it here from Stephen Curry, 30 McFlurry. We getting that first pick. I am 100% agreement there. We got to will it into existence, guys. We got to speak it into existence. LeVar Ball, that pick, get us up there. But Baines with the sharpshooter, man, Aaron Baines, he'd be a good WWE guy. The Kazoo Commander. Bueno Kitty is getting he's getting me to break out. I gotta find it here at this point. I don't know where it is. It's appeared. The pylon driver is a finisher for Aaron Baines. You'd love to see it. The big man down low. But, I wonder how I'll do against Ben. I'm like a 5'3" Stanley. I like to see it. I'm only 5'7", 5'8". It's listed. I've told this story before. I was once listed as 6 foot. My homie measured me for our provincial team measurements. I made the team, and then the coach measures us a month later, and I shrunk 5 inches because I was only 13 at that time. I ended up being 5'6", so he was disappointed in that. But I respect the small guys, the hustlers. So you gotta be at that. But the Kazoo Commander, I love that name as a WWE wrestler. But Were the Pelicans 10th in the West when they got Zion? I feel like they'd be lower because the 10th is usually a lot higher. Maybe 10th in the league. But yeah, if it was 33% odds, probably around that area. But you have footage for another mixtape posted here? Don't have any new footage. They very few people, very few fans are in attendance at the McGill intramural leagues, but I don't know. That Riker highlight, that Riker 1v1, gotta get to 20k subs. Tell your friends about it, and we'll get that up there. But I do have a few mixtapes on my channel there for me as a big kid, or as a proper kiddo. I'm 14, playing nationals, playing you Ontario folk or wherever you guys are across the country. We lost a game to Saskatchewan, and if we won it, we would have played RJ Barrett. I was pretty mad. I had my highest scoring nationals game there. I think I dropped 17, 19 points, and we ended up losing. Missed out on a chance to play against RJ Barrett. 14-year-old regrets for me, but Pelicans were 13th in 2018-2019, and they locked it up. So yeah, Pablo, you guys know it. We're gonna get that whoever we're gonna get with that first pick. Drop in the like section for Flynnspiracy. Raps not getting a top 5 pick. Well, it would certainly be a Flynnspiracy if the Raptors don't get a pick after everything we've gone through this year, after all of the things we've seen in the math. It checks out. 33% chance, basically a guarantee. Give us that pick. But do you think Baines is worth a second round pick? No, I don't. You know, worth, it depends how you define worth. I think as a human, as a being existing, we're all worth a second round pick. And Baines certainly is too. He seems like a cool guy. But in terms of basketball value, unlikely. Just given his age, his contract, he's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. So, it is what it is. I appreciate the question, though, Galactic. Jackie Boy saying, Ben, when are you doing another IG live stream? Do you guys like the IG live streams more than here? I've been slacking on the IG. I brought it up earlier. People that have been in our Instagram chats, I've been slow on those. In my recovery stage of final exams, just graduated school, but now I'll come back. We've got a lot of big stuff planned over the next couple weeks, and planning the Leafs Digest. I'm plugging that to death on this podcast. Go check them out if you're interested in hockey. Even if you're not interested in hockey, you're just interested in quality listens, quality stuff to throw on the background, throw on in the foreground if you're interested, if you want to get to know a bit of hockey stuff. But it really helps us out if you guys could subscribe over there, listen to that stuff there. But the Leafs Digest, NBA Digest, because we are aware that there's not going to be a lot of Raptors news, and we want to keep giving you guys content. So that's teasing it. We're teasing it a little bit. The all NBA stuff is coming, but Baines is not worth the second round pick. Definitely agree. Scrambles. But would you ever interview fans in the streams? And honestly, video ideas, send them over to us because we love it. We love the ideas. We try to integrate stuff as much as we can. So definitely send us your ideas here. But YouTube live streams of the GOAT, Galactic, I respect it. Jackie Boy's asked a couple times about the IG live streams, but yeah, it seems YouTube, it's easier to get the chat going. More official setup, more stuff, but I guess it's more personal. The IG live streams during the NBA championship run, those were fun. Those were quite fun. Those were wild. I was often out at restaurants a little bit, super energetic because of the game. Nothing else going on there, but it's yeah. Those were wild times. Like Spike, Dude 92. I like the Renaissance. I don't know. I'm a computer science guy, but get the same ooh sounds, rocking it out. But like Spike, baby, get that like spike cooking. Love to see those like spikes. I don't even know where we're at. I haven't 73 likes. I've been rocking this solo for about an hour. Only 73 likes. Let's see if we can get it to 100 before we sound it off. But I honestly, you like or don't like, I don't really care. It just helps us in the algorithm. We never used to ask for likes until we were told. Apparently it helps. So definitely help us out with that there. But IG during halftime would be nice. Yeah, honestly, we'll have to bring those back for you, Jackie boy. And we gotta get that Instagram happening there. Richard Garcia is asking us to plug the shirts too. And I think we're coming in with a little bit new strategy. There's still a lot of shirts there. Definitely check out our shirts. RaptorsDigest.ca. Then go to store. I'm building out the real fancy website right now. But we have a Shopify site up there now. So definitely check out the merch. Lots of cool stuff there. And we got a lot of cool stuff going. Because we want to take this thing to the next level. The Raptors Digest. With the NBA Digest. Whatever we'll call it. But, it's fun stuff. 135 people in this chat right here. Just want to say, appreciate you guys. I don't know how long I've been going, but I've been rambling, been ranting, been roaring, all these things. But, gotta plug the shirts. Yeah, check out the shirts. IG during live team would be nice next year during the playoffs. Oh, we'll get them rocking during the playoffs. So you haven't gone this year during the playoffs too, but it was different during the bubble, or whatever September was, October. But the fave memory on IG was Riker being jealous of the hair. It was mid-growth stage, so people weren't used to it. Now people are saying they can't imagine me without the hair. I kind of like it. Shorter hair is easier to deal with, but gotta do what you gotta do. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you all. I'm going to get some much needed sleep. Everyone says goodnight to Riker because he's always tired, but, I'm sleepy here on this one too. I don't even know what I'm saying, but you guys are the best for making this far. Check out the Twitter, the Instagram, all that cool stuff. Check out RaptorsDigest.ca for cool articles. All those stuff will be popping. TikToks, I'll get those back going once there's stuff to talk about, but we got a lot of fun stuff cooking. Leafs Digest, I can't say it enough. 140 people in here. Subscribe to that channel, even if you don't like the Leafs. Just helps us out. That's because honestly, Josh, Phil, they're so good. They're so good on the pods. You'll fall in love with the videos anyway. So check that stuff out. Ben has school. What are you guys talking about? I graduated with a math quiz. Y'all are tripping. I make those math quizzes. I don't know. We memeing at this point, but appreciate all the love at the end of this one. Anyways, I'm signing off. Cheers. I can't even press the button on my keyboard for our outro. So I might just awkwardly stare at the camera to sign it off. Did you guys like that? No. What's our live stream? Well, that's the beginning. Play the flutes for you guys. That's a... Boy, I can't find this button right now. Honestly. Yeah, I can just peep this. Look at this here. I'm looking at it. I don't think I'm behind. I don't think you're missing